Like
who's the excellent media team? I've not met them yet.
Thanks for joining us, Gaffer, on Big TV. This is obviously your first interview since taking the role. Obviously you've been appointed for a few weeks now. Just sort of sum up how's these last few weeks been for you, just on a sort of personal level, just sort of your first role in management.
Been whirlwind, to be honest, but really enjoyable. I'm still getting used to the role. Obviously my first job is permanent manager, so it's a lot different for being a player or just being a coach, and even a lot different for being assistant manager, which obviously I was when I joined the club at the start of the season. So a lot going on, very demanding, very time consuming, but one I'm enjoying, and it's been a good start so far.
If there's one thing you could pick out about management that you enjoy the most, obviously stepping into it for the first time, is there one thing that you can pick up that you enjoy the most? Do you miss playing as much?
No, that's what I was going to say. I didn't have to pick myself now. I didn't have to play. No, I am obviously missing playing. I think everyone that plays the game wants to play as long as they can. Everyone gave me that advice when I was thinking about doing something like this the last year or two. Everyone says play as long as you can, and that was my goal, my ambition. But when a job comes along like this, it's hard to say no to, so I've kind of sacrificed the playing side of it to fully focus on management. I am still registered as a player, and I will play as and when needed, but my full attention and my full focus is going on to management. It's probably too early to answer the question in terms of what I'm enjoying most. I'm enjoying all of it just now, but that might change, so ask me again that in 6 months' time.
It's a question a lot of folk ask when you think of the examples like Rhys McCabe, who's obviously done superb at Airdrie. I know they've had a tough start this year and stuff because they've lost some players, but a lot of folk always wonder how easy is it when it comes to being a player manager, because it's a role that only pops up now and then. And for me personally, I was thinking, how easy or difficult is it to be a manager on the pitch though, playing? Is it harder than it would be?
Everyone's got their own opinions. Obviously you mentioned Rhys and Michael Tizzard at Kelly. I think they've got the opinion that they can manage better being on the pitch, and they feel that they get their messages across by still playing. For me personally, my opinion is I feel I can do it better from the side. I think I see the game better from the side, and if you're on the park, you can sometimes just get caught up in the moment and you don't see the full picture. So for me personally, I think I'd be more beneficial at the side. I've obviously started the first game as interim manager against Bo'ness, and we won the game 2-1, so it was a good start, but I felt like I was constantly in dialogue with Matty Thompson, who was helping me at the time. I was running over to the side, telling him things, he was telling me things, and I just felt like I'd be better just permanently on the side.
Obviously you mentioned Matty, but since you've taken the role, you've obviously brought in your own guys now, Daz and then obviously Ross as player coach. How vital was it for you to get those guys in quickly as opposed to just get them in? But obviously you've done it very quickly, and Daz is now settled in, and then Roscoe as well, who's obviously still playing. Was it vital to get it in quick? Aye,
definitely. I think it's really important to get a good backroom team. The guys who helped me, Matty, Bev, Darcy, Ryan, who helped me in the interim period, they're all still here, and they were a massive help to me for the 3 or 4 weeks, however long it was. But yeah, moving forward, when I got the job permanently, I had to move quickly, and Daz is a guy who I know from my time at Bonnyrigg. He knows Tranent, he's a local lad, he's been here before, he knows the league, and he's a great football guy, so he was the one I targeted, he was the one I wanted, and I was delighted that he agreed to come in, and since he's been in, he's been brilliant. The boys have taken to him, and anyone who sees training or sees him on match days just probably sees how much Daz influences things, and he's been a great help so far. And you touched on Roscoe as well, who obviously that's his full-time job. Ross has got the soccer academy, and he's not shy in taking sessions and things like that, and he's got a lot of good ideas. So having Ross in the building already, I felt like it just made sense to involve him in the backroom staff. And first and foremost, Ross is still going to be a player, and he'll be a big player for us this season, but why not use his expertise and put them to advantage.
So moving away from more personal things for you and sort of looking at the season ahead, sort of thinking back, obviously you've only been in an actual job a few weeks, but how would you think the season's gone so far, even before you were appointed up until now? It feels like it's been a bit up and down, or just
I'd agree with that, and that's maybe one of the reasons why I'm sitting here today, is the start of the season wasn't good enough. We've got ambitions within this changing room that we want to win every game we play in, and unfortunately we didn't start the season to the same standards it would set. So obviously I kind of came in interim and got a few decent results. But yeah, there's been a few bad results in there as well, and I've spoke to the boys about that. It's about getting a level of consistency. We can't be brilliant one week and let our standards drop the following week. So we've had these conversations internally about getting a consistent run of form and hopefully putting a winning run together.
You've obviously touched on it a bit there since obviously you and Daz have came in and the messages you've tried to get across. How have the boys sort of taken so far to your sort of more style of playing, demands you set at training and on the pitch? Has there been a bit of a shift? Have they received it quite well, or how's that transition been for the boys?
Well, we've changed it slightly. I wouldn't say we've came in and changed everything too much, but yeah, obviously me and Daz will have our own opinions, our own style of playing things, and yeah, we've tried to make training enjoyable. It's really tough. I mean, the boys don't get it easy at training on a Tuesday and a Thursday, but we make sure it's enjoyable. I'm quite fortunate that I've just stopped playing, so I know what boys want, I know what they need, I know what they enjoy. So yeah, training's been really good, and I feel like we've got the response from them. Obviously we got a little bit of a boost when I kind of took the first few games as interim manager, and to be fair, the boys have shown myself and Daz nothing but respect, and it's been decent so far.
Sort of sticking on the subject of training, I've noticed just from my point of view since I've came on with training stuff that there's been a few 20s boys floating on the squad on match day and training. Is that something that you and Daz, not even thinking to Ian's time but your time, is that something you guys want to push on and just involving the boys at sort of youth level? Yeah,
definitely. I think it's really important. Obviously we've got the under 20s here who Andrew's now taken, and we've got a decent relationship with Andrew in the 20s, so I mean it's really important that we try and promote from within. We can't just go out and sign players and spend money all the time. So if we've got one or two really good young players, then yeah, of course the pathway's there for them to come and progress to the first team, and that's why we've been involving them in training. So me and Daz can get a look at them and get them up to speed with obviously the tempo and the standards of the first team training. And the kids who have jumped up to training have done brilliant so far. A couple of them have came on and played in small parts in games, so that's obviously a target for them, is to keep training with us, to get in the squads and then start coming off the bench.
Well, I'd be glad to know that's all the serious questions done. I just had a sort of concluding questions. If you have any message for the fans or the supporters, or even a shout out for your excellent media team and have you got anything you'd want to say to the fans or the supporters?
Yeah, of course. Obviously the fans are massive for the club, especially at home. There's real potential here. It's a great club with a really good following, and that support on a Saturday or a midweek game obviously helps the boys. It helps the club clearly financially when you're coming through the gates, but it also helps the players on a Saturday if they can hear you backing them. And I know that works two ways. We need to put a performance on for you. So if you guys are coming out to back us, we'll do our best to get you to send you home happy with the 3 points. And I suppose I better say thanks to the media guy who's doing a brilliant job promoting the club on their socials and interacting with the fans. So seriously, you're doing a good job, but just keep me out of your TikTok challenges.
Got one in my bag of days. So.
Oh, perfect.
Right, Gaffer. Thanks for
taking
it. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.